episode 20. Remember, everyone, 20 is plenty. Of course, I'm referring to the speed limit when driving past primary schools. Keep it at 20. And while you're at it, why not play the Pottervision podcast out of your car window real loud so everyone in the primary school can hear? That'd be nice. Or failing that, go onto the Apple Podcast app and leave a review for the Pottervision podcast. Anyway, here's episode 20.
Pottervision, Pottervision, Pottervision.
Hello, and welcome once again to the Pottervision podcast, the podcast where Tom Lawrenson and myself, Lukas Kirkby, we look at a chapter of those Harry Potter books and we just use it as a springboard for conversation. This week is episode 20. We're on book 2, The Chamber of Secrets, and we're on chapter 3, The Burrow. Tom, how are you doing?
Oh, Mr. Kirkby, I'm all right.
Hey, call me Lukas, call me Lukas.
I'm all right. How are you? How have you been?
I'm good, I'm doing A-okay. Things are going on and, doing a lot of DIY at the minute, as you know.
Yeah.
And with that comes, because I'm trying to save a little bit of money on all, hiring a skip.
Yeah.
So I'm doing trips to the tip.
Trips to the tip. You gotta be quick if you're doing trips to the tip. I'll show you my nip. If you are quick, it's gonna slip right out of my tip.
Wow. So, if you want to save a couple of bob, tip, not skip. That's my motto. But with the tip, it's busy.
Yeah.
It's busy. And if you've got heavy stuff, you want to park near the right area. I had a lot of wood yesterday, if you don't mind me saying. So obviously I want to park next to the wooden skip.
Yeah.
But it's full. People are behind me. I'm getting nervous.
You thought quick. Hammer, nails, made your own skip out of wood.
I did, and I didn't even have that much to put in afterwards. But then I got panicked and had to drive further down. So then I'm taking me wood and I'm carrying it further.
Oh!
All because I couldn't wait 2 seconds for somebody to move because I was nervous about somebody behind me.
Yeah.
It's like drying your hands.
The pressure.
When there's one hand dryer.
The pressure, yeah.
And you're like, there's somebody behind me, my hands aren't drying. And you just leave with them wet.
Oh my God.
So I can't bear to have somebody stood behind me waiting, and I feel like I'm taking ages.
That story got interesting and more interesting.
Did it? I'm
Oh
glad.
my God. Will you tell it again?
Can I ask you a question though, Mr. Saki?
Go on.
Right. For me, I can never dry my hands in one go. When you either push the button and it does it for a time, or you use the Dyson Airblade and it runs out of time.
Yeah.
Are your hands ever completely dry after one turn?
Yes. Because I'm very good at it.
What's your technique? Because I'm lacking in that department.
Concentration, perspiration, and...
Hang on, perspiration would not help in this. That would surely make it a more difficult task.
Well, some people have either got it and some people don't. You, my friend, do not have it.
I do not have it, and that's why I always go to a public bathroom with a roll of kitchen roll. How's your week been?
Oh,
Hey, mister, your story's boring. I cannot wait to hear what exciting tale you have got to tell me this week. What is it?
Right. Let me start from the beginning. Monday morning.
Yeah,
I have to wake up.
Yeah.
Listeners don't have to remember 2 weeks or 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But it was very
Yeah.
chilly morning.
Oh, yeah. I'm liking this.
My windscreen was frozen over solid.
Yeah.
All right. And I guess I'm going to have to do that, am I?
Yeah.
Go downstairs. Scrape off the ice, right? I'm like, okay, get in the car. I realise it's frozen over from the inside.
Oh.
Right. Back in the house.
Yeah.
you doing back in here? Oh, never mind. I get a sandwich bag, fill it with hot water.
Yeah.
Trick I saw on TikTok.
Yeah.
Are you listening, listeners?
Yeah.
Sandwich bag, fill it with hot water, and then I took that down and I
Yeah.
went and wiped it all off my Instagram.
Yeah.
It instantly melted.
Yeah.
Dried it off, drove to work. This is not where the story ends.
Yeah.
Right. I'm having a week of work.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And I'm going to do some photocopying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Getting bored, right?
Yeah.
Get an elastic band. And I'm like, this will be a bit of fun.
Yeah.
Decide to start brightening up me week.
Yeah.
See a coat hook, right? So
Yeah.
I thought I'd try and lasso the elastic band
Yeah.
onto the coat hook while still holding it.
Yeah.
So I can grab it and then, pull back so I've got a bit
Yeah.
of buoyancy. Throw my hand and I scrape my finger on
Yeah.
this coat hook.
Yeah.
My finger starts immediately bleeding.
Oh, yeah.
Gushing blood everywhere. Now this is where it gets interesting.
Oh, good.
I'm one of these. I'm one of these
Yeah.
people, right?
Yeah.
Who, when they gets injured,
Yeah.
gets embarrassed.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you ever get embarrassed when you get injured?
Yeah, because you don't want to show that it hurts.
I don't want anyone to know because there's nothing more gut wrenching to me than someone's
Yeah.
sympathy. Someone go, "Oh no, look at you!"
Yeah.
And so I was like, "Oh, quick, gotta do something quick." So I grabbed a latex glove and I shoved my hand in it, and then
Yeah.
that peeled back the skin of this new
Oh!
injury, and then blood was gushing into it.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Well, that just looks worse."
Yeah.
So I wrapped it in a bandage.
Yeah.
And I put an elastic band round it.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting story, isn't
It
it?
is, I agree, yeah. Can I just say the cheek of you?
What do you mean?
You listened to my story about going to the tip, knowing full well that you were going to come back with, "I defrosted the car and scratched my finger." And you have the gall to tell me that my story was boring. To be fair, I'm not, you delivered it well. There were sound effects, there was enthusiasm.
Yeah.
But bloody hell, take a hard look at yourself next time.
I want all of our listeners this week to have a think. How do you feel embarrassed when you injure yourself? Because there's been many a time where I've been choking on water and I'll just try and not choke at all, just
Yeah.
tense my whole body.
Yeah.
Because I can't bear people coming over going, "Oh, are you all right? Are you all right?" Get off me. There's something, I think bullies and maternal people have this thing in common where they talk in this tone. Bullies do it to wind you up,
Yeah.
but maternal people do it to be very loving. But to me, it's the same frequency, and it makes me be really uncomfortable.
Like a patronising tone.
Yeah.
You can deal with your injuries yourself. Tom, are you ready for a Chapter 3, Book 2 rundown?
Run me down.
All right, so the Weasleys are at Harry's window.
Huh?
It's Ron, it's Fred and George,
Yeah.
and they're only in a floating parked car. They get the chains, they pull it off, and Harry is starting to escape.
Pull off.
You know what I'm talking about. They sneak down, they get his stuff, they pick the locks, they're in the car, but Hedwig, the forgotten Hedwig! So they get Hedwig, but the scream has woken up the Dursleys. They nearly grab onto Harry's leg, but he manages to escape.
Yeah.
They're flying around, and they fly all the way back to the Weasleys' house, the Burrow. It's a bit higgledy-piggledy. There's all sorts going on. It's a bit messy, but Harry is like, wow. This is the first wizard house I've been to, and
Yeah.
it looks pretty cool to me. Mrs Weasley is not happy one iota. She's furious that the boys have taken the flying car in the middle of the night. She was very, very worried, and she's also furious with her husband for enchanting it in the first place. So she gets the boys doing some, household chores. They're denoming the garden. She looks into her book by Gilderoy Lockhart, which we may hear from later on.
I don't see that happening.
Arthur comes home, and Harry goes up to Ron's room, and he thinks this place is wonderful.
What a chapter.
What a chapter, the Burrow!
Oh! I loved this chapter.
I did actually.
What did you feel about it?
I loved it because I love a new location. We got a new character in Mr. Weasley, which I enjoyed. And we had like lots of extra magic bits. We had the flying car, we had gnomes, we had ghouls, we have all like the weird, kooky little things they have in the Burrow. I really liked that kind of world building of the Weasley family unit as well.
I loved this chapter. It got me feeling very nostalgic about the time I first read it as a young boy. It's a really exciting one, isn't it? Because you got the front cover, the two boys in the car.
Yes.
Of the classic book.
Yeah.
And I remember being a kid and like looking at that, and then chapter 3, I would have been like, "Oh, it's the car that they're talking about."
Yeah.
And then I keep looking at the cover, going, "Hey, yeah, there they are." But then you're like, "Hang on, Fred and George aren't in there. What's happening here?"
Oh, yeah.
That's the different scene.
I think that's the thing, isn't it? Because I think there's a few things that you always look out for in a book, and that is the title of the book, because you think, right, there's going to be something about a chamber of secrets, which sounds fun. And the cover, you always say, hey, what's going on here? You know, if there's a character you don't recognise. Very, very exciting stuff.
But also, it reminded me, when I first read the book... we're driving to Spain on a holiday, and I was having to read it in the passing street light of like the motorway lights. So you're getting like glimmers of light and like three words at once.
I used to do that, and that's a lovely memory you've conjured up for me, because I used to read all the time. Like with me, it'd be bedtime, and I'd be under the covers with a torch, reading, and I'd get told off for reading when I should be asleep. And reading under the streetlights and going do. Funny, because I never used to, because a lot of people can't read in a car because they'd get sick.
I don't have that ability anymore.
No, I don't. I think it changes when you learn to drive.
No, I think it's when you stop being a kid.
Do you think?
Yeah. Oh, no, actually, because I remember being a teenager and beginning to get sick as well. Because you're a kid, I think adults overthink things or something. Maybe something in the equilibrium inside your ears different or something. But but I used to take a torch to bed with me as well, but just to shine at the ceiling.
Do shadow puppetry to yourself.
Yeah.
Now, they turn up at the Dursleys. They're there, aren't they, at the start of the chapter? Right. Ron's first thing is to berate Harry for not replying to his letters.
Yeah.
He goes, Harry, I've messaged you 12 times. What's going on?
He's seen these bars on the window, gone, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's normal. So this is obviously a normal muggle thing.
Yeah.
Time to have a go at this lad. Go on.
Yeah, take a step back and look at the scene around you. He's clearly imprisoned in this
Harry's
bedroom.
Shackled to the wall.
Yeah.
With... he's got whip. He's got marks all over him. Harry, what is going on with you?
Yeah. God's sake.
Can you not see that I've been worried?
Visiting somebody in prison.
Oh, will you take that gag out your mouth? Go on.
Just visiting somebody in prison. And where were you at my birthday meal last week?
Prison.
I'm in prison.
That's no excuse.
Come on, Ron, take a look at the situation.
But I was like, Ron, you've got a new opportunity, right? New book, new you. And he's taken these first lines in this book.
Yeah.
Right, he's gone, I'm gonna gaslight Harry. If I was Harry, I'd be looking at that car going, do you know what, I might not get in.
Yeah. What's going to be better?
If that's how you're going to treat me,
you're
going to make me feel like I'm insane, Ron Weasley, then no, I'm going to stay in prison.
Because if you're sending 12 messages, I suppose it's like texting. If you send 1 or 2 text messages and you don't get a reply, you might think, oh, they're being rude or they're doing something or whatever. If you get to the point where you've been messaging for days, you worry. You start thinking, well, what's wrong? You know.
Yeah.
I've not heard from them. Are they unwell? Are they trapped? Are they dead? Or whatever. Rather than, oh, this is even more rude. They've not replied in 6 months to my text messages.
Rude.
Rude royal boy, can you get it up?
They were listening out, right?
Yes.
No, the bars got ripped from the window, yeah?
Yes.
No sound came from the Dursleys' bedroom.
No.
And I got to thinking, has Dudley moved into his parents' bedroom with them?
I don't know. Yeah, because they call it the Dursleys' bedroom. I mean, I assume he means mum and dad. But I can imagine Dudley sleeping with Mum and Dad. He seems like the type.
Foot of the bed or in between them?
In between.
Vernon on the floor.
No, he is in a Vernon and Petunia sandwich, and Dudley is the filling.
Yeah.
A lovely pork filling.
Maybe Petunia just on the edge, because... Or maybe it's a massive bed.
Yeah, I reckon they got a big bed.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
a little bed, that's funnier.
Yeah.
Like 4 matchsticks is the bed frame. Like Tom from Tom and Jerry from Jerry. Jerry and Tom. Yeah.
So there's a bit where Harry ties her up to the bars, and it says Hedwig seemed to have realised how important this was and kept still and silent. Interesting bird intuition. That a bird would be like, oh, okay, I think I need to be quiet in this situation. When actually, I think if a bird was seeing strangers who, are making loud noises, there's a car, I think a bird would go nuts.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah.
Or maybe this bird has just become accustomed to it. She's been kept in the cage for the past 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's used to Vernon running around the house shouting.
Yeah.
So now there's this commotion at the window, and she's just like, whatever, I've given up. Nothing can faze me now.
Apart from being left there. Hedwig is just all over the place, I think. There seems to be, a level of intelligence at the beginning that she doesn't have towards the end when she's forgotten almost.
What was notable in this chapter
was
just how calm. So Ron is generally, he's worrisome, isn't he? Mm-hmm. But in coming and breaking Harry out of prison, he's cool.
Yes.
As bloody James Dean.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
He doesn't care that much.
I think it's the confidence of his brothers.
You think?
With him, yeah.
Them two not giving it flying F. UCK.
Yes.
But
yeah.
You get it?
I get it.
But him being calm is a very special thing. It was normal of Fred and George being like this. They're confident, which is quite amazing. So they get into the Dursleys' house and they start lockpicking, which is amazing in itself.
Yeah.
I mean, why take on that skill? Most Muggles don't have that skill.
I know. Well, they say that. They say, most wizards don't think this is useful, but we think it's worth learning. Well, I think the logic is kids can't use magic, so we have to learn this.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's I don't understand why they've used that logic of, well, most Muggles don't, most wizards don't use this, but we do.
I think that could be a separate book, just the adventures of Fred and George Weasley.
100%.
All these little skills they've got and stuff. What have they been up to? What are they doing for the rest of the year? Learn all these crazy little things. But what was striking to me was the confidence of them to be able to go into someone's house and I am scared.
Yeah.
If you took me around your mum and dad's house, I'd feel uncomfortable.
Like sneaking around at night.
Not even that, just being in there with them,
being there.
happy to see me. I'd be like, ugh. I don't feel natural in someone's parents' house.
No. I was going to ask you about this, because obviously Harry visits the Weasleys' house. Now, I've been to your family home.
Yeah.
You've not been to mine.
No.
Which is interesting. But I've only been in your lounge, I think.
Yeah.
For a very minimal amount of time.
Yeah.
Maybe 20 minutes
Okay.
maximum. But it is, I think, when you don't know somebody, because obviously I know you very well, but then you meet the parents, you just feel like you have to be on your best behaviour.
Yeah, I mean, because the person is very different to their parents.
Yes. Yeah. Very, very interesting. But we'll move on to more of that later.
Yeah.
I want to ask about Dobby, because Dobby has been kind of keeping an eye on Harry constantly since he left school. He's been intercepting every letter that's come in. He's been watching him through the hedge, and he's visited him a couple of hours ago. But now he seems to have disappeared. He's determined not to let Harry go back to Hogwarts. I would have loved to have seen Dobby cutting the brakes on the Ford Anglia, piercing the tyres, doing anything he can. He just seemed, I don't know why he's given up that attempt to stop him going to
Just
Hogwarts.
wiping some mud across the windscreen.
Yeah. Shoving a potato in the exhaust. I'd just love to see Dobby doing a bit more of that.
No, that little creep has seen them bars being put on the window.
Yeah.
And he's gone, job done. Mission accomplished. Yeah, he's gotten out there scot-free.
My work is done.
Vernon, I'm amazed that they didn't wake up at the bars being ripped off the windows.
Yeah. Because he seems to Because I think Vernon is constantly on edge. I can't imagine he's a heavy sleeper.
I think a squawk was a bit quieter than bars being ripped off a window.
Yeah, 100%. But maybe the bars coming off the window got him out of his REM.
Are we forgetting that these were professionally put on by a professional?
Yeah.
A man was hired to put these bars on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Oh, well. They've got a hairpin, but not a screwdriver. Very interesting, Mr. Bond. Driving. I wanted to ask you about driving, because I don't know much about, you. How many times did it take you to pass your test?
1 time. Passed the first time.
You're good. How many minors?
4.
4. That's pretty good. It took me 3 times to pass
3
my
hesitations, 1 being in the wrong gear on a hill.
test. Yeah. Oh, right. It took me 3 times to pass my test.
What's the matter?
First,
Stupid.
Stupid boy, yeah. And it took me 3 times to pass my theory as well.
What?
I know.
I got 100% on the theory.
You're good. I knew all the questions. Every time I got all the questions right, but I couldn't do
Hazard
the hazard perception. I just couldn't get the hang of the game. I could see the perceptions, but it told me I was clicking too much, or I was not doing. I just didn't get how the game was working.
Right.
Yeah, and I even bought a DVD to help me practice the hazard perception game.
Yeah.
And I was like, right, horse, man on a bike, traffic lights. And I said, you've clicked too many times. Oh, there's bloody this many things that I've clicked.
Oh, that's odd.
I'm being perceptive. But so it took me 3 times to do that, and it took me 3 times to do my test. And on the final test, I was like, because I felt guilty, because my mum and dad were paying every time for a test. It costs money, doesn't it, to have a test? I was like, right, if I don't pass this time, I'm not going to drive on my 3rd test. But I passed.
Thank God. But there's a rumour going round that people like to say, people who didn't pass first time, they love to say, people who pass second time are better drivers than people who pass first time. And I just like to nip that in the bud and say, no, you're not. No. That's like saying people who went to prison are better citizens than people who haven't been to prison because they know how horrible it is in prison. No. You're criminals.
Yeah.
People who didn't pass first time should be in prison. That's what I'm trying to say. I think we should round up all the people who didn't pass first time as a collective of the Pottervision podcast.
Yeah.
Put them all on a farm.
Yeah.
And just let them run free. What do you say to that?
I say I will do that. What's the logic behind that? The fact that they are having more lessons, or they've done 2 tests?
People love making up excuses for their own inadequacies.
Yes, that's what
I could do it all day long,
Yeah. People are... It's got to be first time pass, you're doing well. Yeah. So
they're escaping, right?
Yes.
And Vernon wakes up, he runs into the bedroom, and he grabs Harry's leg.
Yeah.
But he can't keep hold of it, yeah?
Yeah.
Because Harry, he's been beating his legs. It's the smoothest leg in the world. One tug and he's out of there. The Dursleys are all there. Jaws dropped. They are gaping their mouths open, going, huh? And Harry goes, see you next summer.
I think that was so cheeky. There was no need for that. And I love that he's planning to go back. I've been imprisoned, but I'll be back in July.
I'll be back. You can't keep me away from you lot.
Yeah, because also he's invited himself to the Weasleys' house for the rest of the summer. So they've picked him up for a weekend, they think. He's going, see you next summer. Oh, you're staying all August, are you, Harry? We were only having you Saturday and Sunday. Mum's only letting you in for 2 nights.
Well, it's funny. Vernon bursts through the door, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Kicks the doors off its hinges.
Yeah.
Drawing parallels to Book 1, Hagrid's entrance.
Yes.
Only Hagrid is celebrated for his actions and Vernon is demonised. What's the difference? Because I would say if you're going to kick the door off the hinge, if it's all right for Hagrid to do it, he set the precedent that it's cool.
Yeah.
But now Vernon's doing it, it's not okay. Don't understand.
It's not very fair.
Why didn't Harry run into Vernon's arms when he did that?
Yeah.
Because when Hagrid did it, he loved it.
Yeah.
Don't get it.
I don't get it. And further to your point, Hagrid deliberately knocked it down,
Yeah.
whereas Vernon thought the door was locked.
Maybe that's what
And it wasn't.
Maybe that's what Harry likes about it, the intention.
Yeah, the intention of the act.
Oh, that was an accident for you. It must have been a great relief for Harry, though, in all seriousness. He's just spent... How long has he spent in prison now? 2 weeks?
No, I think it's about 3 days, I think.
3 days of eating like rubbish. And now he is soaring, literally and
Soaring.
figuratively.
Yeah, flying. There's not a star in heaven that he can't reach.
He says... he says... Now let's get Hedwig out of the car so she can fly alongside because she's been in the cage for the past 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And it says Hedwig flew alongside the car like a ghost. What?
Yeah, well,
Whoa!
it's Marley and Marley.
Whoa! Our hearts are painted black. Hedwig, you're drawing attention to us.
Oh, well, yeah, just people looking up.
Stop wailing. But like 6 weeks in a cage, what if she'd lost her ability to fly? Fly, Hedwig! Thud.
Yeah, it's like when you lose your muscles when you've ratted me out with this story about the lady who broke her legs.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you don't do it for a long time, you lose that strength in your muscles, don't you?
That would have been great. Right, with Surrey just throwing an owl out the window. Harry, no, go free!
Whee!
Yeah.
Maybe it was a ghost. Oh, Hedwig's flying like a ghost. Yes, because Hedwig fell to the ground, died, and now he's coming up to haunt you. Hedwig's a ghost.
Yeah.
Interesting plot point,
Go on.
which is different to the film. The Weasleys are suspicious of Dobby's warning. Now, in the film, there's no questioning of Dobby's intentions. You know, Dobby's there to warn Harry Potter. There is a plot to make terrible things happen. But here, there are these seeds of doubt that Dobby might have been sent by the Malfoys on purpose to scare him coming back to Hogwarts.
They were bang on the money about guessing it was Draco.
Yes, 100%. And that's the thing, 'cause it's a mystery in the film, isn't it?
For the first time, the amount of accusations they have about Draco, the first accusation of he owns Dobby is the first one they've got right.
Bang on the money.
Bang on the money, boys.
He may not have sent Dobby, but he's certainly owning him.
Absolutely.
He's certainly whipping him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, interesting that. And
Red sky at night, Dobby's warning. Red sky morning, Dobby's delight.
don't quite work that, does it?
It's funny because they start talking about they go, oh yeah, it might have been, that makes sense. His dad is Lucius Malfoy.
Yeah,
and they go, Lucius Malfoy used to be in you know who's inner circle, though once he disappeared he came back saying he never meant any of it. Oh, that's all right then, Lucius.
yeah. I didn't mean it.
He never meant any of it. You just beat up that tramp. Yeah, but I didn't mean it.
It is odd, isn't it, that he would not have... I think in the first book he claims that he was under a spell. He was under a curse and Voldemort made him do these horrible things. But, I don't know. You could say that in any court of law, couldn't you? Somebody made me... He made me do it. What? If he told you to put a hand in a fire, would you do it? Yes, I was under the Cruciatus curse.
But I just love that explanation that he didn't mean it. Oh, I did it, but I didn't mean it. Let him off, Judge. Let him off, Judge. You can tell my client feels sorry.
I would love if I was a judge, right? After anyone would say anything, I would just say, I'll be the judge of that, and then wink. Any statement that's made, anything. You know, did you do this crime? No, Your Honour. I'll be the judge of that. Wink. Flip me curls in me wig.
Guilty. Eh?
I'll be the judge of that.
It's funny, they go, Draco made Dudley look like a thoughtful, kind, sensitive boy.
Yeah.
That's because he is.
Yeah, he is.
He's a good boy, that does.
He wished Harry happy birthday when nobody else did. He is thoughtful, kind and sensitive.
He was helping his parents with their dinner party.
Yeah.
There's nothing so far to make us think
No.
anything bad about Dudley.
Yeah. And they're being ironic, but Dudley, and we're being daft here, but Dudley is definitely sensitive. He's not like, a hard-nosed,
No.
armoured person. who
Anything
can't be
can tip him over.
Yeah, anything. He's more sensitive than anybody in this book. Don't be so bloody sarcastic.
So they sent Errol, was it?
Yeah.
With the letters.
And we're back to rude Harry.
Go on.
Oh yeah, we had Errol. Who? Oh, he's our owl, but he sometimes collapses. And then we tried Hermes. Who? Hermes is there. Harry, just listen to the end of the sentence. Use context to figure things out. Oh, we sent Errol, to send the post. Harry, all right, that must be the family owl. It must be an owl. And then when, Errol didn't do it, it must have, we used Hermes. Well, that must be another owl. Harry.
Hermes, hang on. Messenger of the gods.
Yes.
You're not talking about Zeus's Hermes, are you?
Who knows what exists? Harry might think like gods and deities exist. If he thinks, right, witches, ghosts, vampires, why not Zeus? Why not Thor? Why not all these characters?
Now, there was a bit where Percy wouldn't let them use his owl, would they?
Mm-hmm.
Said he needed him, yeah. He's been locked in his room all summer. And then one of the twins says, there's only so many times you can polish a prefect badge. Was that a euphemism?
I hope not.
Did you read it as such?
No, I didn't. But I can imagine how it could be misconstrued.
Because my eyebrow was sky high when I read that. Yeah. I had to course it down from the rest of my hair.
Yeah. Don't come in, I'm polishing my prefect badge. That's why he's got that box of tissues.
Yeah.
All that lovely polishing. This is an interesting plot point that I've forgotten about. Because I don't know what this is referring to. Do you?
What?
Like, why is Percy being odd? Do you know what this is about? I don't.
Has he got a girlfriend or something?
That was my guess, that he's in love. He has a
Yeah.
girlfriend or something like that. Because it says he's sending letters all the time, so I'm assuming it's love letters, something
I don't
like
think
that.
he's betraying the Weasleys just yet.
No, he's not. Oh, I'd love that if he's just writing them out to all the
Year
up.
10.
Yeah.
Come on.
So it's either that or he's working part-time for the post office. There's some reason why he's sending all these letters.
They start explaining what Arthur Weasley does,
Yeah.
About he works in a department where they investigate bewitched muggles items. I forget what it's called.
Oh, the most boring job in the ministry. BS. There are going to be departments in that Ministry of Magic to do with finance.
I think just monitoring underage wizards doing magic. That's
Boring, isn't it?
You did a levitating curse. No, I didn't.
Yeah.
And also, right, what if a levitating charm was done at the Weasleys' household?
Yeah.
Oh, we don't know who did it. Are you just assuming it's the parents then?
Yeah, that's interesting, because that's an unfair system on non-magic born wizards. Because they're going to be ratted out more often than somebody else.
Because your scally wizard mate could come round knowing that your parents don't do magic.
Yeah.
And then just do some little charms and that. And then see you not at Hogwarts. Not bad.
We need to know how sophisticated is this detecting technology.
Yeah.
Because it obviously cannot tell who's done the magic because they mistake Dobby for Harry.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's definitely unfair on Muggle-born.
Can't spend too much time on that. We went on about that last week.
Did we?
But let me tell you this. So they start telling a tale about how Arthur Weasley, there was something where this witch had died and her tea set had been donated and a muggle had bought it, But the tea set had been bewitched,
Yeah.
Oh, why is that a problem? And they were like, oh, it was squirting hot tea everywhere. A bloke was in A&E with some sugar tongs around, clamped to his nose.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Sometimes wizards why have you done that to a tea set?
Yeah. What is... Because it's got to be, evil intentions to do that.
Yeah. What's this tea set that won't stop scooping sugar into my tea? And then it's slapping my knuckles when I try and tell it no.
Yeah.
Why is that going to benefit you?
Yeah, it's very odd. I don't know if it's like, somebody's charmed it wrong. Like they go, I'll charm this tea set so that it does the tea itself, it pours the sugar in itself.
Oh, maybe.
And it's just like a mistake where they've pronounced it wrong.
I've charmed my toilet. Oh, have you? Yeah, what happens? Well, when you flush it, it shoots the water at you. Oh, right, why have you done that? I'm a wizard.
Because I can. I've got a bonus question for you.
Yeah, go on.
Before Harry went to Hogwarts, who was the Muggle Studies professor? And it's a professor we know very well.
Before Harry
Yeah.
went to Hogwarts,
Yeah.
who was the Muggle
Studies professor. And it's somebody who was a teacher last year at Hogwarts, but teaching a different subject.
Quirrell.
Correct.
Yes.
Before he taught Defence Against the Dark Arts, he was a Muggle Studies professor. There you go.
I like that.
Thank you.
I like that I got that right. I feel.
You're very good.
I might start getting you. Maybe we should do a switch. Maybe you should start doing the quiz.
Switcheroo, I'll ask you the questions.
And then, I already know the answers this week. But
You should be proud of yourself, and I can see the pride in your smile.
I'm really proud. Yeah. What was really apparent to this? So Harry, in this chapter,
Yes.
Harry goes to the Weasleys' household. They arrive, and he instantly feels that it's amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, and I remember being a child and feeling that other people's families were like better than your own.
Yeah.
For no reason, just because it was different.
Yes.
You know, you go around people's houses and they're like, "Oh, their cheese grater's great." You know, not like, "Oh, bloody barbaric cheese grater, it takes ages." Oh, he's got a computer in his room. Yeah, because his parents don't want to talk to him.
Yeah, it's the novelty, isn't it? I remember I had a mate whose house had 3 floors, and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
This house has got 3 floors, even though like the top floor had like 1 room in it, 'cause it just like went to like a tiny room. But I was like, wow, you know, we go up the stairs. There's more stairs to go up. I couldn't believe it. You know, I think it is the novelty of, and like, you know, like, oh, we're allowed to do this here, where I wouldn't be allowed to do that in my house. Or even if it was stricter, it'd be more interesting. You'd go, I'm not really allowed to do this at my house. This is like fun that we're not allowed to do
This
that.
is wild. I went to some kid's house in year 5, and in his bedroom on the wall was a poster of a nude woman that was, and her like sensitive areas were covered in rose petals.
Right.
And this is year 5.
Wow.
To any American listeners, how old are we?
10 years old.
10 years old.
Yeah.
And you're like, grade 5.
Yeah.
And I remember asking to him, "Your mum let you put that up?"
Yeah.
And he goes, "She's the one who put it up."
Right, it's too boring in this bedroom, young man. We're going to need... I put some posters up. It's going to be lovely. Right, here we go. Let's get that tennis picture where you see the woman's bum on it. There we go. Let's get that up.
You know what my 10-year-old son needs?
Yeah.
Some bloody red blood.
Right, we've got a TV in your room. I know you've not got any DVDs, but here we go. Debbie Does Dallas. We've got the American Pie series. There you go. Here's some erotic fiction for you to have a read. Don't be reading it past 10. That's mad that his mum put that up for him. Why isn't it like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or something like that?
Well, what's the opposite of Teenage Ninja Mutant Turtles?
Teenage Ninja.
Well, I think
Ninja Turtle.
I think she didn't put a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle poster up because her agenda wasn't to encourage him to be attracted to Teenage Ninja Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
That wasn't her agenda.
Right, hang on. So, but her agenda is right. He needs to be attracted to something.
I think that was her intention.
Yeah. Just the idea of encouraging a 10-year-old sexuality is insane.
But I remember, as if that's how it works anyway. Well, I mean, I wish my mum had done the same, because now, I have to put on an episode of The Simpsons to get myself...
Oh, God. Yeah, just imagine you sat you sat in the TV lounge and you're watching EastEnders or something. Your kids watching EastEnders. There's a bit of a scene where they're in bed. You look over to your 10-year-old son. He's not even interested in this. Gary, we need to sort this out. We need to get some posters on his wall. He needs to be excited.
And if that's the logic, then Ron is gonna need to see that sports team. Yeah.
Wowee.
So they land.
They do. Touchdown.
Eek! And they're planning they're going to go inside. They're going to go inside, pretend like nothing happened, and Harry arrived during the night. Before this, Mrs Weasley is storming across the lawn, and she looked... It was remarkable how close she looked to a saber-toothed tiger. Yeah?
Yeah.
How so?
She...
You know saber-toothed tigers. I mean, go on. I mean, just describe a saber-toothed tiger to you.
Yeah.
Red hair.
Oh! Yeah.
Bit frumpy. You know?
Yeah, a bit frumpy, yeah. Flowered apron.
Yeah, flowered apron. 52.
52, yeah.
Litter of 7 kids.
Yeah, that's right. And teeth like sabres? No. That's the only point where it's not the same.
Yeah.
She's furious.
Angry
as F-U-C-K. You ain't got no alibi. Tom.
Yeah.
Has your mum ever been very angry with you?
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
Not for a long time.
No, I was thinking that it used to be my dad that would get angry.
Oh, yeah.
Usually if, noise he didn't like. Because I was a very good boy.
Get angry at you. He's stealing me style! That's how I dress and walk about.
Hey, look at me! Yeah, because I used to film stuff.
Yeah.
Used to have still got my YouTube channel, but I used to film stupid shows and stuff like that on my camera and stuff.
Yeah.
And if ever I was doing something which was loud or something, I'd get, "What's that noise going on upstairs?"
What time was this? He'd say, "What's that noise going on upstairs?"
Yeah.
That sounds like something out of a children's book. What's that noise going on upstairs?
Open the flap.
Is it a boy, watching sports? No. Is it a boy doing homework? No. It's Lukas in a wig.
Hey! What's that noise upstairs by Julia Donaldson? You open the thing. Oh, it's 10 tap dancing turtles. It's 9 netball playing. Can't think of anything beginning with N. And then it's Lukas being daft.
Yeah.
But that's what. I think that's what I would get in trouble for the most. Is making noise and stuff.
Yeah.
I once. This was weird, but I was on my own in the house once, and I found a lighter. And I was like, "Oh, this is exciting!
Yeah.
Fire!"
How old are you? 18?
Yeah. Probably about 9, 10, 11, something like that.
Yeah.
And I thought, I'll just set fire to some paper.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of paper, set fire to it. Oh, exciting. Put it in the bin, hide the evidence, right?
Yeah.
They come in. Smells like burning in here. Oh shit. I've not done anything right. They're on it, they're looking round. Smells like burning in here. Look in the bin. There's black bits in the bin. They're like, "What's that?" I had to admit it, I've burnt a piece of paper. And I'm like, "Don't do that." I went, "Okay." I didn't even get shouted at.
Take a walk on the wild side.
Hey,
he's burning some paper.
That was me, you typical bad boy.
I've always been anything bad.
You're a bad guy.
Probably. Throwing stuff. I don't know. Just spiteful things.
Tell you what annoyed me about this chapter.
Go on.
Right. J.K. Rowling's lack of specificity. Mrs. Weasley threw 7 or 8 sausages on his plate.
What is it?
Yeah. Is it 7 or is it 8? Later on, something like 2 or 3. I can't remember what it was. 2 or 3. They're picking up gnomes. George sees his 5 or 6 at once. How many is it? Have you thought this book through? It feels like that's the draft. Where she's going, all right, I'll think about that later. It's going to be 5 or 6. I'll decide later. Goes through to editing. It's completely unseen by the editor that the author hasn't even chosen whether he's going to be picking up 5 or 6 gnomes or whether Harry's going to get 7 or 8 sausages.
Imagine this. You get the opportunity to interview her. You throw down Chamber of Secrets. What is going on with you?
Yeah.
Get your story. What is it? 5 or 6, 7 or 8? How do you expect us to read it when you can't be bothered to write it?
We're supposed to be imagining a clear picture of the Burrow, and I don't know how many eggs I'm imagining.
Sorry, who are you again? I'm Lukas Kirkby from Pottervision. Potter what? Oh, shouldn't have said anything.
Q&A with J.K. Rowling. First question. You know, did you have all the plot points decided from the start? Good question, I'll answer that one. Next one. Was it always going to be Ginny that ended up in a romantic relationship with Harry? Good question, I'll answer that. Hi, Lukas here. Is it 7 or is it 8 sausages on that plate in Chamber of Secrets? I need to know. I need to know. Joanne.
Sorry, who's that? Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Mrs Weasley is going furious.
Yes.
Right? Doesn't really matter to her that they've got Harry caged up or whatever. Doesn't matter to Ron. Doesn't matter to any of them. They've got him. Has she ever heard the expression as well? She's angry at her boys for going out and saving them. Could you not be a bit like Percy? Pass.
Yeah.
Percy, creep. No, thank you.
No.
I don't want to be like Percy whatsoever.
Yeah.
But they have him. No, what was I going to say? Yeah, she's furious. Have you never heard the expression, Mrs. Weasley? Boys will be boys.
They will.
You insisted on having 6 boys.
Yeah. Did she?
Yeah. It's a woman's choice.
It is a woman's choice, no matter what they say. I was thinking about this because it's a lot of children to have. They've got, is it 7? 7 kids, I think. Ginny, Ron, Fred, George, Charlie, Bill and Percy, 7. And I think it might be the situation, you know, because I think when I have kids, I'd love to have at least 1 boy and 1 girl. I think that'd be nice. But I think when you're having boy after boy after boy after boy, do you think they were like hoping for a girl and they waited until they had a girl?
I think it's just horny.
You're horny, which is a word we will be coming back to very shortly.
She's furious.
She is.
And it's that thing again where you're out at someone's house and the parent is screaming at them while you're there.
Yeah.
And do you know how uncomfortable that is?
It's so awkward.
It's so uncomfortable. It's so uncomfortable and it leads to a very tense breakfast.
Yes.
And it reminds me of all the times in my life where I've been round at someone else's house. We spoke about this before, but I've got a different point. Where someone's parents have been screaming.
Yeah.
And it's got me to thinking, do you know what? I wish... You know what? I don't think anyone should stay around at anyone's house.
No.
Since this pandemic, I think we're in a period now where just get rid of that completely. Don't let your children stay around at someone's house in case they are witness to weird people screaming at kids, screaming at their own kids. It's not nice. Don't go on holiday with another person's family.
Yeah.
It's a recipe for disaster. It's going to be uncomfortable. You can't escape. No one loves you. They've got real. I don't know. They don't want you there.
No,
it's like a burden. You're 3 days in. They're like, why did we let this kid come? It's annoying now. I'd rather my kid just, it's just meant to be distract my kid. But now I've got this other kid looking at me. I'm having to feed, and they're uncomfortable. They've got their hands in their pockets, and it's making me uneasy. Don't invite people on holiday with your family. Do it as your own unit, even if it's boring.
I agree, because it is terrifying, almost traumatic sometimes as a kid, because you know your own parents' limits, and you know your own parent. If they shout, you're like, oh, I'm in trouble, but you know that nothing's going to happen. Yeah. If you're lucky enough to have lived in that kind of household. But when you've got parents, you don't know what they're going to do.
No.
And when someone's angry, you think, are they going to are they going to throw something? Are they going to... What's going to happen?
Grab me by the ankle, swing me round Matilda style.
Yeah, get me pigtails.
Over the fence.
My goodness, you'd be absolutely petrified. I think it is. I agree with you there. Don't go round for sleepy ovaries.
But, right, Weasleys, they're always harping on about how poor they are, right? You ain't poor. You sound rich to me. Big house.
Yeah.
Big garden that no other house overlooks.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that life?
Yeah.
I was thinking in my lifetime, am I ever going to live in a house that no other house overlooks? Nah, I'm probably going to have people's eyes on me no matter where I am for the rest of my life. In my cage.
Yeah.
In Tokyo. People banging a stick on it, you know.
Yeah. But, we don't have much money. You don't need money when you've got magic.
Oh, we don't have much money.
Oh, I've got a
7 or 8 sausages, Harry.
Yeah. I've got a tiny house.
Yeah.
In Gorgio.
Yeah.
Now I've got a big house. Oh, we've not got enough food to feed the family. In Gorgio. Now I've got a massive thing of bread.
Now you've got a massive sausage.
Maybe that's why there's so many kids.
Slice of sausage, Harry.
But, with magic, they don't have to pay electricity bills. I imagine it's the same with water. You can make water. I'm sure Harry tries a spell.
Well, water's in abundance.
Yeah, that's true. But
Imagine for water.
But do you know what I mean? You don't have to... There's a lot of stuff that you can just create yourself, and there's a duplicating spell you can do. So I think once you buy something, you're sorted.
But maybe there's some... robes you can't replicate.
Yeah.
There must be some copyright rules in the wizarding world. But just wear Muggle clothes.
Yeah.
Rob them. Now,
Yes.
she won't let them sleep. Let them sleep.
Yeah.
She goes, she won't let them sleep. She goes, no, you can go in the garden and you can get rid of the moles. Demole the garden, was it?
Now, before she says that,
Yeah.
she talks to Harry and she says, we would have come to get you Friday
Yeah.
if you hadn't replied to Ron's letters. I would have loved to see how that played out, that whole scene. Because I'm assuming they're knocking on the door.
No, I'm assuming car at the window.
Quick, quick, quick!
We wanted to do it. We wanted to take the car. You took that journey out of your... That's all he's been thinking about all summer. And you took that off him.
Mrs Weasley trying to do the hairpin in the loft.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got my wrong glasses on. Hang on, let me get these on.
Vernon opens the door. What? Who are these two people in my nephew's bedroom?
You, Mr. Vernon Dursley. No food, plates empty, keys gone.
Owl dead.
He could have died. I would love to see it go in and proper give Vernon what for.
I'd love to see that. That'd be a very fun, argument.
100%.
Because I think Vernon and Petunia basically get off the whole book series scot-free.
Yeah.
With no one ever telling them off for
Yeah.
the way that they are.
Yeah.
You get a bit of Harry doing mad little charms on them and stuff, but that's it.
Because in this book, he doesn't even fall into the hedge, which I was looking forward to.
Good bit, that.
Which he does in the film. They don't seem to have any comeuppance. And if I was the Dursleys, if I saw Harry driving off into the moonlight, I'd be like, thank God, we're rid of him. Because they're so stressed in that house with him there. I think, are they just worried about him learning more magic? What are I don't know what their goal is.
Angry at him for they wanted the house in Mallorca.
Yeah. Oh.
So, a year. I think they are so happy to spite, they would gladly have a miserable year
Yeah.
than him have a happy year.
Spiteful.
And him stuck in that room, so they got the rest of the house for fun. Now the gnomes seemed very fun.
I like the gnomes.
This is a glimmer of one of the reasons you read the books and what makes the books better than the films.
Yeah.
Because you can your imagination with the gnomes is always going to be a lot more fun than anything they can CG together.
Yeah, definitely.
What made me thinking though, the gnomes. Yeah. Magic or not.
Yeah.
Should children be playing with things that've got such horny feet?
It's the return of those horny little feet.
She described the nose feet as those horny little feet.
Trolls have got them. Gnomes have got them. Even educated fleas have got them. Everybody seems to have horny little feet. And at this rate, we're having one creature per book. that has horny little feet.
Yeah.
I can't wait for what's going to have horny little feet in the next book. Will it be an elf?
Enter Ron Weasley with his horny little...
Oh yeah, a few years on him. He's going to get a few horns on those little feet.
Ron Weasley's got the horniest little feet. I sat down the other day and quickly, before I could, my bum hit the chair, Ron had put his bare foot under.
Yeah. And wow, it was prickly. It was prickly. Mrs Weasley has a guide to household pets written by Gilderoy Lockhart.
Yeah.
And he's winking on the picture, isn't he?
Yeah.
And they say, "Oh, Mum fancies him." Do your parents have a celebrity that they used to fancy?
Yeah.
Who?
Eamon Holmes.
No.
No.
Hey. I would love it if your mum fancied Eamon Holmes.
No.
That's right, it's me, Eamon Holmes.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
My parents... Actually, my dad fancies still Carla from Coronation Street.
Oh, I know exactly who you mean.
Yeah.
Really?
And it was like a running joke that
Yeah.
he to the extent that he even stopped calling it Coronation Street and he started calling it Carla Nation Street.
That's brilliant. What is it about her? Because she's quite...
Pretty.
Yeah, do you think?
Carla?
I'm trying to think of the right person. She's got black hair.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
Why, who'd your parents fancy?
Well, my dad used to like Jennifer Lopez.
Weirdest question I think we've ever asked on the podcast. Who do your parents fancy?
But everyone has a celebrity crush, don't they? And I think my dad used to like Jennifer Lopez, J-Lo. I remember he used to like her.
Oh, yeah.
My mum, I don't know. She's a big fan of Bruce
It's mad
Springsteen.
that. How old's your daddy?
My dad is...
55 or something?
Yeah, no, a bit older than that. Maybe 57.
He's roughly the same age as Jennifer Lopez, because she's about 54.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So
Go on.
yeah, so there you go.
But they've had completely different lives.
Yeah. Well, that's what you think. But don't be fooled by the rocks that he's got. But my mum, she likes Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah.
And she hasn't explicitly said this, but I assume she fancies him a bit. He's a rock star, slightly older male, sings, born in the USA. That album cover where you see his bum in a pair of jeans.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, who do you fancy then?
I like Bruce Springsteen as well. He's a very handsome man.
He's good. Now, gnome or not, I don't like the idea of throwing living creatures.
No.
It's the only way we can get rid of them.
Yeah.
Just kill them.
Yeah, put them down in a humane way. Because this is a nightmare. Because that very evening they're coming back. They're sneaking through the gates.
Oh, yeah. Is that the evening or is that 20 minutes later?
Yeah, it's literally not far, is
But
it?
so the method of getting rid of the gnomes is grabbing them by the head or whatever and swinging them round to make them dizzy and then letting go, throwing them into the neighbouring field. Harry learned quickly not to feel sorry for them. Yeah. Is that how wishy-washy you are with your empathy?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't feel sorry for them at all. That's fine, them being thrown.
Yeah. I feel really sorry for this gnome. I'm going to pick it up. Oh, it's tried to defend itself by biting me. I hate them now. These gnomes are little buggers.
Yeah.
They need to be ringing up the gnome man.
The gnome man.
Yeah. They need to ring up the gnome pest control who can get them in his van or whatever and safely rehome them in a gnome reserve. Why? Because this is a nightmare. You know, if you have bats in your belfry, if you have bats in your house, you get somebody in who can catch them and set them free somewhere else. Lugging them over the fence when they're still alive, they're always just going to come back.
What's the point? What? Sorry.
Yeah.
And also, what are these gnomes doing wrong exactly?
Yeah.
Right, so, these gnomes in the garden, right, what are they up to? There's gnomes in the garden. Yeah, you said that. What are they up to?
Yeah.
Gnomes. What are they doing? Are they ripping up your flower bed?
Yeah.
And I mean, you've got such a beautiful garden as well, Weasleys. I mean, the grass is overgrown. There's weeds everywhere. Yeah, but our problem is the gnomes. Oh, are they stopping you from doing the grass?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You've got no reason. How about the gnomes get rid of you? Kick you out of the burrow.
What are you going to do? You've got a list of jobs to do in the garden. Right, which Harry should be an expert at because he's just absolutely done a ground force job on the Privet Drive. You've got a job. You've got cut the grass, do the weeds, or abuse some animals. Right, well, we're going to abuse the animals first. That's, I don't know. It just seems an odd thing to be having to do every day.
He quickly learned not to feel sorry for them. Oh, elves. Oh, he does whatever he can to help an elf. But a gnome, he'll gladly throw it into, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it just seems very, very strange behaviour.
Depending on who he's hanging out with, he won't feel sorry for them. Oh, Ron, you just kicked that tramp in the foot. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Oh, okay, Harry, quickly learn. It's fine to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing, because Ron, he's only got, Hermione doesn't have a lot of magical, knowledge of living in the magical world with being Muggle parents. So Ron is his only friend that he's got for a reference point. But Ron is mental. Harry, don't take all of your wizard values from Ron because he's a buffoon. Oh, Ron, Ron, the guy who is just a big lumbering oaf. Right, let's just believe everything he says. Yeah. Use your own eyes and ears.
Introducing Arthur Weasley. Hey! Sat down in his chair, bold little head with red remaining hair.
Yeah.
And he's talking about the days had,
Yeah.
Mundungus Fletcher tried to put a hex on me. I tell you what, Arthur, you should have killed Mundungus Fletcher when you had the chance.
Yeah. You're just a fool. If you turn your back on a known criminal, you deserve to be hexed. You're a fool. He's a fool, and we're going to learn this throughout the books.
Oh, Mundungus Fletcher. What was he doing? He'd created some shrinking keys. Right, go on. You see, the thing is with shrinking keys, if you give a shrinking key to a muggle, right, they won't admit that the key shrank. They just think they've lost it. And so they'll come back and buy another key. What are these keys for?
Yeah.
Would you like to buy a key?
Yeah.
What's the key for?
Very odd. I do like, though...
Or is Mundungus Fletcher using a key cutting business?
Yeah.
He's bought, he's got a cobbler's and he's doing, key cutting.
Yeah.
But, all the keys he's doing is just, shrinking. But, mate, if you're doing that, why don't you just duplicate Muggle money?
Yeah. You're a fool.
Dickhead.
Yeah, you're an idiot, Mundungus Fletcher. And Mundungus Fletcher, you should do what every other key cutter does in the country and also make trophies. Yeah. Because that's what they do. They cut keys, they make trophies, and they cobble shoes. Get those 3 done in one shop.
Yeah.
Why not? I want to ask you a question.
You better.
I will. No, but before I want to ask you this question, I like this, though, about the shrinking keys. Because I love any little hints that magic could be real. As a little kid, you're thinking, oh, this is a story. But then they go, oh, muggles will always, try and convince themselves that magic isn't real, even when it's staring them in the face. And you're reading that thinking, oh, yeah, I lose my keys sometimes. I do this. It could be real. When you get someone in a book that's ever felt the hairs on the back of your neck go stand on end? Or you feel like you can hear something that's not there. That's a ghost.
Yeah.
That's a ghost.
Have you ever lost your key? That's Mundungus Fletcher.
That's Mundungus, the bogey man.
They've done it at Timpson's.
He works at Timpson's.
But imagine just looking at your keys and then watching your key ring and watching one key shrink.
What's going on?
Am I on drugs? What Muggle items would you like to enchant?
Oh, that's a lovely question.
Yeah.
I think the first thing I would think of is a practical thing. So stuff that I can't be bothered doing. I would love for just the things to do it themselves. Make a cup of tea yourself.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. I think it's a good thing for pranks, isn't it? I do like the idea of the sugar tongs on the nose being a nightmare.
I would like, I didn't ask, but I would like...
I asked in spirit. I finished my question then looked at you.
An enchanted bed.
Ooh.
Right? So, 8 a.m, yeah? alarm's ringing.
Yeah.
The bed lifts up, right? I fall through the floor, into a pair of trousers. At the dinner table, right? Toast pops up. Excuse me, I'm doing toast. Jam flies to the toast, yeah? Right? I'm taking a bite of the toast. Cracking arse, Gromit!
Cracking idea, Tom!
No, but I don't
All
know.
of my Pottervision ideas come from an animation made with clay.
Maybe
You know what? Some weeks, right, I'll be writing my notes, Pottervision podcast, right, and I'm thinking, this week I've just not got that many good ideas. Stick on wrong trousers. Hey, let's get these in here. It's a robot dog, Wallace.
Cracking boobs, Gwendoline.
Hey, they look like 2 rolls of wool.
But I'd like it. How about an enchanted bed that, I don't know.
Makes itself.
I just kind of want furniture that walks you around the house. A sofa that will walk you to the toilet and tip you onto it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Pillow enchanted to stay at the same temperature.
Ooh,
Keeps cool.
Enchanted stairs, they work like an escalator. In your own home, an enchanted bath, it washes you and dresses you. An enchanted car,
Yeah.
it washes you and dresses you.
Hey, Ford Fiesta. I'm ready for work.
Jumping in your car with your little body out.
What a different episode of Mr. Bean that would be. When he's driving to work and trying to get ready. The car will do it for him, Mr. Bean. You don't have to go round that roundabout twice. It'll do it. Oh, yeah. He goes up to Ron's room.
Yeah.
Classic kids bedroom, right?
Yeah.
He's got a bedspread with his favourite team on it.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask you, did you ever have those ridiculous children's bedspread duvet covers
I
with
think-
like stuff on them?
I would have had a Bart Simpson one.
I love it.
I think I had a Tasmanian Devil one.
Yeah.
And at one queer period of my childhood, I had a leopard print one.
How old were you when you had that?
Like 8.
Was this when your mum was trying to get you a bit more sexual? He goes, look, I want Tom to really be into middle-aged women on a night out. So I'm going to make his bedspread leopard prints.
When I was a kid. I asked my dad for something else leopard print, like some. I think that's because I had leopard print bed.
Yeah.
And leopard. I think I had leopard print carpet as well.
Yeah. What are you joking?
I'm not. No. My dad put down leopard print carpet.
What?
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
asked my dad, could I have a leopard print shirt or something?
Yeah.
And my dad said, I think that's where he drew the line.
Yeah.
And he.
I was trying to think if I had any, but I think I had. I asked my mum, and my mum took the request very seriously. So I just texted my mum going, "Oh, I'm thinking about like whether I had a pictured bedspread." And she goes, "Oh, I don't know. I'll look through some old photos."
You asleep?
She's my researcher. She did some research, and her and my sister, talked to each other, and they confirmed that I had a Thomas the Tank bedspread.
Oh, that's great.
As a little kid. Yeah.
What a great... That's been lodged in my mind for... I must have been like, I don't know, a long time.
Yeah.
I'd forgotten completely I had a leopard print room.
That is fantastic.
As a weird little boy.
And that is such a lovely side effect of this podcast. is these memories that get resurfaced. We want to know. We say this every week that we want to know something, but I really want to know, listeners, what bedspreads did you have as a kid?
Yes.
What crazy duvet covers did you have? And if you have any photographic evidence.
Oh, if you've got any photos, we would love to see them.
Ron is a fan of the Chudley Cannons.
Yeah.
Right, the Quidditch team. He loves them. He's got posters, he's got the bedspread, all this kind of stuff. Now, me and you, we don't ever talk about sports in any shape or form. Are you interested in any sports? Did you watch any as a kid?
No, my dad doesn't like sports. I keep talking about my dad this episode.
Hey, he's an interesting guy.
Paging Dr. Freud.
Tell us more about your dad.
Well, he don't like sports.
No.
And he would always say, if someone ever said, "Oh, did you watch the do you support any football team? And he goes, no, because they never come watch me when I'm playing.
That's funny. I remember for about 4 or 5 years I tried to get into football.
Oh, yeah.
Just to fit in, I suppose.
Fuck yeah, 5 years! Woo!
Woohoo! But no, but as a kid, and still to this day, there are 3 sports I'm into. It's tennis, it's snooker, and it's darts. Those are my 3 that I like.
Well, Nana.
Oh, I do like the snooker.
Yeah.
I remember getting into snooker because I was babysat, right? This is odd.
Yeah.
This is mental. I was supposed to be going round to a friend's house at a street, obviously. Was supposed to be babysat with the friends, going round to a friend's house. Went there. The friend and his mum had to go somewhere. So I was taken by the friend's mum to a neighbour and was babysat by the neighbour. And it was an old woman, right?
Mrs. Fig.
Mrs. Fig, essentially. And I remember she was watching snooker, and I remember the match. It was Ken Doherty versus Graham Dotts, and that was the first time I'd ever seen snooker, and it fascinated me. And then I started watching it ever since.
That's beautiful.
Really weird.
That's the most beautiful, interesting story I've ever heard in my life.
Is it? Is that Mr. Sarky back again, is it? Tell us more about your dad, Mr. Interesting.
My dad had to defrost a car the other day.
No! Hey, don't tell me he scraped his finger, it'll be too much.
Yeah, but they said at the end of the chapter, Ron's saying the only thing they've got in their attic is a
ghoul.
a wailing ghoul or something. A wailing. It's a bit small, said Ron quickly. Not like that room you had with the Muggles. And I'm right underneath the ghoul in the attic, but he's always banging on the pipes and groaning.
Oh. Have you seen the news? Can't be doing that. I remember these things.
That's going so funny. It's like, as an 11-year-old boy, just a ghoul above you groaning. Oh, we built this house. Why do we build it with him in?
Yeah. Get rid of that ghoul. Yeah, because they've added the stories on top of it, haven't they? So why? Hey, look, we can't have an attic without a ghoul. We need to get it in there.
Arthur's defo brought it home, man.
100%. He's like, look.
Do you know, I'd give my son Ron a bit of character, because at the minute I find him a bit of a twit.
Yeah.
Ghoul in the attic.
Yeah. If there's anything that's going to build up his character, it's being haunted. Let's haunt that boy a bit. Yeah. This reminds me of the video game, because I remember the video game, you have to deal with the ghoul.
Do you?
By, like, avoiding the pipes. You have to move left or right, avoid the pipes, and avoid, like, stuff like that. And there's the denoming, and you get to denome as well.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Which is interesting, because I think most people would buy the game having watched the film, because the game came out with the film. So you'd be playing this game and go, why is there a ghoul level when there's no ghoul in the film and there are no gnomes
Maybe
in the
they
film?
weren't given the film when they were making the game.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe they just had the book to go by.
Ah, well.
We'll never know. Yes!
Right. How many groaning ghouls
Oh, yeah.
are you giving this chapter out of 5?
I had a lot of fun reading this chapter.
Yeah.
Yeah. And usually, you know, we go through these chapters about 3 or 4 times each week to get stuff out of it. And usually by the 3rd or 4th time, I've had enough.
Yeah.
But I felt like each reread brought back more. There was so much detail and world building and so much extra magic things around this that I really loved and got excited about. I really like it. We meet Arthur Weasley. The bit with the Dursleys is fun. I'm going to give it 4 groaning ghouls out of 5. It was fun.
Lovely. Now, for me, I really like this chapter. It had electricity, had fire, had personality. Ooh, yeah. Ooh,
Smoke it.
Some stay on in. A lot of things happened.
Yes.
They escaped from the Dursleys. They flew to their little area.
Yes.
Everyone was being lovely.
Yeah.
Fun little things. But I'm going to give this chapter a solid 3 groaning ghouls out of 5.
Good stuff.
Right.
Yes.
Are you ready?
Yes.
For the nation's actually, the world's favourite segment.
Oh, yeah.
Quiz.
Quiz, quizzy key, quiz, quizzy key, quiz, 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 who? Gonna ask you some questions, how well will you do? Quiz, quizzy key, quiz, quizzy key, quiz, 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 crew. Gonna ask you about Harry Potter, Lucas, how well will you do?
Question 1.
Yes.
We're going to do it fast this week.
Whoa, okay, quick. I'm going to just do the first answer that comes to my head.
What village do the Weasleys live outside?
Ottery St. Catchpole.
Correct. Question 2. How many chimneys do the Weasleys have?
4 or 5.
Excellent. Question 3. What are the 3 books on the mantle?
Oh, 1 Minute Feasts, It's Magic, Charm Your Own Cheese, and right, it's Charm Your Own Cheese, 1 Minute Feasts, It's Magic, and something about enchanting. Oh no!
You've almost got it.
Oh, Oh no, I don't know. I don't know. Enchanting meals.
Oh,
What is it?
Enchantment in baking.
Okay. Keep going. Keep going.
Question 4.
Yeah.
How does Fred describe Ron's throw?
Oh, pathetic.
It's pitiful.
Ah.
Question 5.
Yeah.
What colour did Ron's ears go at the end of the chapter?
Pink.
Excellent. Unfortunately, Mr. Kirkby,
Yeah.
you did not win the thumbs up, the wink, and the smile. Quiz,
Quizzy key, quiz, quizzy key, quiz, 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 crew. Gonna ask you some questions, how well will you do? Quiz, quizzy key, quiz, quizzy key, quiz, 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 crew.
Gonna ask you about Harry Potter, Lucas, how well will you do?
Lucas. Hey.
Excellent.
Pottervision.
And now, hallelujah, it's time for our favourite segment, isn't it?
Yep.
Hedwig's Droppings. We're not alluding to owl poo. We're not alluding to ploppings. We mean the messages you send in when we allude to Hedwig's Droppings. First time in stereo. There we go. And weirdly, I felt like because I was doing it with you, I forgot the lyrics. It was the pressure of a duet. Hey. Now, let's see who's been popping things into this bird's beak this week.
Mm-hmm.
Now then, we've had a lovely 5-star review from 2543. Hola! Hola, ¿qué tal? She says, I love this so much. A well-needed, smart and funny escape from everyday life, as well as a great reminder of how the books differ from the films.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much, 2543. Holla! Now, we've had a message on Twitter from Snooky100.
Ooh.
Who says, thank you so much for the Pottervision podcast. So very well written and extremely funny. I've never binged a podcast before until now. I had to pull over in the car on the way to work this morning because I was laughing so much. Hey!
Me too, that's how I listen. It's a good pod.
It's a good one. Hey, we do not want to be responsible for any road traffic accidents, so please pull over if you're giggling at how funny we are.
I won't mind being in court for that. Tom Lawrenson, you are here charged with the crime of being funny as fuck. How do you plead?
Guilty! Lock me up! Lock me up! Lovely. We've had another message from KCJ on Twitter.
Yeah.
He's back! He says, if HP characters were to take the corporate shilling and endorse products,
Right, here we go.
what would they endorse? For example, Dementors, Listerine.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking like...
Icy breath, brilliant.
Oh, lovely. Lovely, the taste of your soul being sucked out of you. I was thinking, like perfumes. Hagrid's Bum by Jean-Paul Gaultier, something like that.
And the bottle's the shape of his bum.
Yeah, that's it. And you pump it out of the crack. I think Dumbledore could endorse
Sweets, I think he'd be a sweet guy.
Yeah, definitely.
Like flumps or something.
Dumbledore's Flumps.
Get your hands on my flumps today.
My lovely lady Flumps. Check them out.
Check them out.
He's got him spinning. Ooh! So yeah, Dumbledore's Flumps, Hagrid's Bum by Jean-Paul Gaultier.
Who else we got? Who else we got in the bigger universe?
Who else would be? Because it's got to be someone who would actually influence people.
What's Hagrid's little brother called?
Grop?
Grope.
Yeah. Grow up, Giacomo.
Grow-ups, adult nappies.
Adult-sized pads. Hey. Maybe. But thank you very much, KCJ. Now, we've had another lovely message on our website from Nikki. Now, Nikki says, Hi, Tom and Lucas. I found your podcast only a week ago, but I love it so much and have binged through all of the episodes.
Excellent.
Now, she says, in one episode, you discussed recurring dreams. I've had a terrible recurring dream for years that I have to fight Voldemort. It's got so bad that I can't read Harry Potter before going to sleep. And she asks us, have you ever had a Harry Potter-related dream?
Definitely, but I can't... Not one comes to mind.
No,
How
not
about
one
yourself?
comes to mind. I've had lots of dreams about you. Yeah, and I've had some Pottervision-related dreams. Just about us doing shows and stuff.
It's funny. Normally when someone tells you they've had a dream about you, they're hinting that they want to sleep with you. Did you know this?
What?
But I doubt...
I doubt Nikki from the website is thinking that.
Well, she wants to sleep with Voldemort.
Oh, Voldemort, yeah.
No, not yet, because she's been thinking of Voldemort. But like, say, I don't know, if someone... Like, imagine you're in an office or something.
Yeah.
Someone went, I had a dream about you last night. And then you went, what happened? And they're like, can't say. It's not a Harry Potter dream. They're in love with you.
Whoa! So watch out for any colleagues with dreams about you. Thank you very much to Nikki. Now, it was Valentine's Day last week. Woohoo! And I want...
Boing, boing. Oh, no.
Yes, a day of telling your loved one that you love them. Now, I put a thing on Instagram this week asking who in the Hogwarts staff would you send a Valentine's card to this year.
Be interesting.
Yeah, now, Sister Sophie, she put definitely Snape.
Holy Sister Sophie.
Holy Sister Sophie. And Ginge Pixel agrees with Snape. If I don't, it will break his heart, his AP Snapey heart.
That's a great little pun, that.
Yeah, we like that. Now, Kay Hunter says, I know it's not in book 2, but she thinks that Remus Lupin is a dish.
Really? He's from Blackpool, you know.
Is he?
Yeah, the actor is, not Lupin.
No. Hey, well, get yourself down to Blackpool. Kay Hunter, he might be there on the promenade.
He went to Highfield High.
Yeah, how do you know all this?
Wikipedia.
Wow, there we go. Lupin is a dish.
When you find out someone's from Blackpool, you memorise it. Not just if you're from Blackpool like me, but anyone does.
Anyone. I will. Well, now I will forever remember that, now you've told me.
Where did you go high school?
Highfield. Yes! And finally, Colliflodge said, not Hagrid, but the actor Robbie Coltrane. That's who he would send a Valentine's card to.
Bless.
Actor Robbie Coltrane. Now, the final thing...
Hey, Robbie, you're so fine, you blow my mind. Hey, Robbie!
Hey, Robbie! Hey, Robbie, what a hobby. Right, so... And we also did a Dobby poll, because you hate Dobby. I like Dobby.
Yeah.
So we thought we'd put a poll out to see what people think.
And I'm guessing it was landslide, people hate him.
No, it was 72% I love him, with 23 votes. But more than I thought, 9 people, 28%, voted he's kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Which is fair enough. And even Zach Slater's message to say, I agree with Tom. I hate Dobby. And my family named the dog Dobby. And I can't help but want to skin it alive.
Oh, how awful. Don't do it, Zach.
Don't do it. It says they got him just after Deathly Hallows Part 1 came out. So just after the fuckwit dies, he's reborn into some horrible ginger cocker spaniel.
Bloody hell.
So, God love you, Zach Slater.
God love you.
Thank you for ploughing on with that lovely dog and not murdering him.
Pottervision.
Good. This has been the Pottervision podcast. Once again, you can follow us on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram. Just search Pottervision, you'll find us. And get in touch. Come to pottervision.com, fill in the chat, and you can talk to us on there. This has been episode 20, chapter 3 of the second book, The Burrow. Join us next week for chapter 4 at Flourish and Blots.
All right, see you next week. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Pottervision.
Thank you so much for listening to the Pottervision podcast. The music was performed by Jack Evans. If you've got any questions, comments or feedback, you can put them all on pottervision.com. Also, do us a favour. Please, could you like and share the show? Give it 5 stars and tell your friends. It'd mean a lot, please. All right, I know you will.